Hello, you join me on the E80, the long drive from Spezia to Ezza, going back into France after sort of 4 days in Italy, of which a couple of those were sort of driving days. The roads are better, the drivers are better, the bread is better. So about 3 hours of driving today. Last night I went through and I computed from the Curfer. I've got this little device called a Curfer by TomTom, and it plugs into the diagnostics port on the R8. It will plug into any car actually that's got one of the standard diagnostics ports, and it is powered from that port, and it sends a Bluetooth signal to my phone, which has a matching app, and that app automatically records data from the car, such as your speed, when you turn the car on, your location, when you turn the car off, the time between those two locations, all those kind of things, for every single time that you're in the car. So you have, on a trip like this, you have a really accurate representation of how far you've been, and you can sort of see the breakdown of hours per day and of kilometers traveled per day, places traveled, that kind of thing. Now this road from La Spezia to back into France literally has hundreds, I want to say hundreds of tunnels. I don't think that's exaggerating. I might try and Google and see how many tunnels. It feels like around 1/3 of the driving is in tunnels. Obviously in a tunnel now, and we're about to exit the tunnel. So you have this little system where your glasses go on like this, and then your glasses go off into the next tunnel, and then we're just about to come out of a tunnel again, and you're in and out of tunnels. And here we are back in another tunnel. Have you ever wondered what it's like going slow in the tunnel? Because normally we're doing about 100 more than this. It brings me nicely to this, the Mini. See, this is Mini, here he is. Old mate Mini, white one. There are dozens and dozens and probably hundreds of Minis in Italy, and there's quite a few in France as well. They obviously love the Mini, which I'm sort of surprised by. There he is, look, here he goes. My first car was a white Mini, and we've just got on order a new electric Mini, which I think it'll be ready for collection when we finish this trip, and it's British Racing Green, fully electric for Christine's daily driver. She's going to give it a go. We're not really sure about the Mini because it's a bit of a different sort of kind of car to what we've been using, but nonetheless it's a fun car, it's a cool brand, and it's popular over here. Good morning from Ez, and it is a good morning. I mean, out behind me you can see Nice around the corner, so that's the coast, and Nice is around there, and we're in Ez, which is Old Town. We're staying at this hotel called Le Chèvre d'Or, which is the Golden Goat, and I know this because it's on everything. We drove here yesterday from La Spezia, and that was a decent drive, and we got here at a good time, about 3 o'clock. We did attempt to go and see one of the Cinque Terres, and that was a bit of a failure. We actually kind of drove all the way there. It was a brilliant drive, but we couldn't get a car park, and it was just absolutely crazy, so we aborted that idea and we just drove here, and kind of glad we did, because this is a great medieval little town. We got more time to explore. We got our car parked up here in the VIP, probably the best car park the car has ever had. It's probably going to rate this the best hotel that the car has stayed in, and it's not a bad hotel, so we're going to go down to breakfast. Hello and welcome. You find me in a little town of Lorgues, which is where we stayed last night, and a bit of a failed stay, to be honest. It was a pretty horrible chateau, nothing like the photos. It's the first and probably, hopefully, only failure. So we were going to be 2 nights here. We've decided to bail because it was so bad, and we're now heading up north to another chateau for 3 nights. But this is a 3-hour journey through the Vernon Gorge, which is a beautiful drive. We've done it before in the Audi S5. We're going to do it in the R8 today. It's a beautiful, it's like the Grand Canyon of France. And people go rafting down below as well, but we'll be going up the top at the high point, so giddy up. Oh, I should add, why on earth are we in a supermarket? Well, it's 38 degrees outside, and our washing is getting done on the automatic washing machines outside, and we're waiting inside the supermarket for that to finish because it's cool in here. So yeah, that's another thing. That's how we wash the clothes on the go, because we didn't carry many clothes, obviously, because we can't fit many things in that car. It's all glamour here. I've just spent 20 minutes drying the washing, and that's what dry is after 20 minutes. So it's going to take a little bit longer. I don't think it's been spun in the machine, so I mean, clearly not. Check that out. That's not dry, is it? Just left Lorgues and just finished doing the piece to camera on the dripping washing, and we decided to run the clothes through the dryer one more time, and we had this serendipitous moment, and I think that's a French word, where we wandered back into the market and we thought we're just going to try and find a coffee, and we bumped into Hamish at this coffee place, and it turns out he's Australian, and so the coffee is superb. But not just that, I mean, he's literally roasting coffee here and bringing it all to Lorgues, bringing the flat white to Lorgues. So I've got a quick interview of him, but really interesting. The supermarket that he is operating from and that he purchased in 2015 when we were here, and insert some stock footage of me being in Lorgues in 2015 driving a Audi S5 for a month, and in the supermarket, has now been taken over by Hamish, and yeah, let's look at his interview because it's fascinating.
So we arrived here in 2017 with the idea of roasting coffee.
Yep.
We roasted our coffee and sold our coffee at the Marché for 4 years, but we managed to build up our clientele, which is really good, and it sort of gave us a leg up to move into here.
Yeah.
And as soon as this shop became available, we grabbed it because we think it's probably one of the best locations here.
Totally.
And we have lots of parking, lots of space for what you can see going on here today. So I think in 2017 we were 20 kilos a month. Yep. And now we're at 600 kilos.
Wow, good on you.
We've really done well, but we really earned it. So.
Oh yeah, and so
the flat white, people, if you look at my Google reviews, you'll see what people say.
Yep.
And what they're really excited about is getting a flat white in France.
Yes. But what about the local French people? Are they ready for this yet?
When I arrived, no idea. They thought I was mad, roasting coffee and bagging it and selling it.
Yep.
And after 2 years, they really came my direction. Yep. And it's really nice.
It's awesome.
Lots of them are buying coffee machines.
I'll have it next time. The service is too slow. I'm Rosie.
Désolé, madame. Désolé. I missed an order there.
It's okay. She'll be back.
She's my number one client. She'll be back.
What's the name of your establishment here?
Lagrange Lorgues.
Awesome.
And our coffee roastery is Lorgues Coffee Roasters.
Superb.
Yeah.
Superb. Well, thank you so much. It's been awesome. I'm going to put you on our channel.
Good to see the Kiwis here.
We're at the base of the Vernon Gorge now. We've just driven over here and we're going to try and drive up into the gorge. But have a look at this. It's pretty impressive. These people are kayaking and riding their little boats through the gorge, and it's like the Grand Canyon of France, apparently. But the gorge itself actually comes out to this amazing lake over here. Very, very popular, especially on a hot day like this. Incredible. So over here is regular parking, and then over here, this is R8 parking. we've just pulled over a little bit and we're standing and looking down at the bridge that we were just at moments ago. And we're going to keep winding our way up. So we better get the old mate GoPro on. There we go. Record. Driving through the Vernon Gorge. It's quite different to all the other mountain passes in that there is literally a sheer drop on my right hand side, and there's about a 400mm high stone barrier that prevents you from going into that. So I don't know that it does anything, but other than give you some visual confidence. The road though is fairly wide, as in, yes, you probably have 2 camper vans crisscrossing, and there are quite a few campers that come up here because they come up to see the view like we are. Yeah, second time I've done this one, of course. In the S5 we drove the Vernon Gorge, and I remember I'd bought like a GoPro version 2, and I was just, recorded everything. The technology has moved on just a little bit more. So this is one of the most busy roads that we've been on in terms of the twisties, but still worth doing because the views are just spectacular as well with that gorge down below. Also, fun fact, we've just rolled over 4,000 kilometres since leaving Swindon. So that's pretty cool. I think we're going to make Swindon world famous. It's certainly worth going back to that coffee shop in Swindon, that's for sure. Digne-les-Bains.
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 Oui.
Digne-les-Bains. Digne-les-Bains. We're here in Digne-les-Bains, which happens to be where the Lavender Festival is taking place. It's the end of the harvest season, lots of empty lavender fields, and they celebrate the gathering of the harvest with a festival. Coming up in the next episode. This is a chateau tour. I was asked by one of our fans to do a chateau tour. Beehive. Whoa. Elon Musk is making espresso. I would like espresso coffee. And we check out a 3 Michelin star restaurant.
I don't know when you say in English, but you smell petrol.
Petrol.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Like the Riesling.
Oh, okay.
Yes.